What's going on, everybody? Joined by Misha Cirkunov, UFC 206, going down in a couple of days, really, when you think things. You got Nikita Krylov. I want to talk about you. I've talked to you for the better part of a decade. What has this journey taught you about yourself? You know, fighting on the local circuit. You're the next big prospect in Canadian mixed martial arts. The goal is to get to the UFC and then eventually be a UFC champion. What has this journey taught you about yourself?
It's just, it taught me that, I can work hard and I'm just trying to accomplish my dream. I remember going and doing my first MMA fight. I remember hearing, oh, you're not going to do good. What are you doing? It's a tough sport, this and this. And I went through that. And then I remember my goal was always to fight in UFC. And people say, like, there's no way you're going to fight in UFC. There's no way this and this. And then I was able to, beat some former UFC veterans and this and this. And then finally get the call in UFC, and I got in UFC. And then once I'm in UFC, there's no way you're going to beat UFC guys. And then I get my first win against UFC guys and, maybe look a little bit rusty, but at the same time finishing the guy in the first round and then going back and, I'm myself biggest critic, and working all the weaknesses and, progressing and growing. And I enjoy this journey, It's a really rough game. It's a really rough sport. But I just know that, first of all, I've been battle tested many times before. Just because, on my record I'm 12-2, doesn't mean anything, I have over 500 amateur matches throughout judo, wrestling, grappling. So I've been around the block, So I enjoy the journey, and I enjoy all the positive people around, and I enjoy all the people that are supporting me. And I don't really listen to negative people as much. I do listen to critics. It's always nice to listen to critics because sometimes they point out certain things that maybe I don't think about, and it's always nice to listen.
Whose criticism? Whose criticism do you listen to? Do you listen to different posts that people say, oh, people are having negative things they say about this part of my game, or do you listen to your inner circle and say, hey, Misha, you need to do this or you need to do that?
A little bit of everything. I listen to everyone. I'm really open-minded. Like going in the sport. I don't have any ego at all, I'm really open-minded. I talk to everybody. I spar with everybody. I listen to everyone, whatever it's like internet or it's somebody in person, somebody at the gym, somebody points out a little thing. They try to hide it a little bit, but, I know what they're talking about, and I listen to everyone, and I kind of see everything,
The stand-up portion of your game has been criticized for a long time, but I think anybody that has been following the bigger picture, I've been seeing you in the corner of Matt Embry, and I don't know if anybody's seen Matt Embry fight, but this guy knows how to fight in the stand-up department, and apparently he's pretty damn good in the whole mixed martial arts game as well. Tell us what that's been like working with Matt.
Yeah, Matt Embry is just a good person. He's a great fighter, but beyond that, he's just a great human, and he's also open-minded. And I feel like, you have to surround yourself with people that have the same kind of goals as you. And he's a true hard worker, and he's a true specialist in his department. And I like to be associated myself with those kind of people, And having him around, seeing what he does, sparring with him, having some other guys like, pro boxers and other pro kickboxers, and just being in all that scene. They might think I'm a grappler, but okay, that's good. That's good because, I'm not trying to really impress anyone here. I'm just trying to go after what I think I deserve. And having all those critics say, oh, he's not a good striker, that's kind of awesome. That's awesome because that also shows me that they don't really see what I see. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of good, And but I do have some knockouts, and I enjoy stand-up, and you'll see some more knockouts in the future.
But if you have your philosophy, because as much as you're in the game of mixed martial arts, people have specific paths for victory. You look at Damien Maia. I'm sure Damien Maia would love to knock somebody out, but he wants to showcase the art of mixed martial arts jiu-jitsu, right?
Yeah, 100%.
And same with Chuck Liddell. Chuck Liddell's a wrestler. He could have taken guys down on a regular basis, but he liked putting them to sleep with his hands. When you think about your game, if the knockout comes, because everybody says, don't force things. Let it happen organically. If the knockout's going to come, the knockout's going to come. But when you step in there, do you want to be the MMA grappler? Say, if I have my choice, I want to tap them out. But if I knock them out, that's good too.
It's actually a perfect way of putting it, you know. I work on all my weaknesses, you know, and if the knockout comes, the knockout comes. It starts it starts standing up. It starts as a boxing, kickboxing. So obviously you need to work that. But then there's a clinch, so you have to work that. Then you can go on the ground, so you have to work that. So I don't really have any game plans. People say, "Oh, what's your game plan? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna?" I'm like, I don't know. I'm just gonna go and fight, you know. And whatever comes, if I see any weakness and if I see any opening, I will capitalize on it. And if that's gonna be a weakness in stand-up, then he's gonna, you know, I'm gonna hurt him in a stand-up. If it's clinch, it's in a clinch. If it's a ground, on the ground. So I don't just like put myself in a category. I'm a grappler. I feel like I'm a true mixed martial artist. And wherever the fight goes, I feel like now I'm at the point where I just enjoy fighting. You know, I enjoy fighting, and I don't care where the fight goes. I'm gonna showcase people what mixed martial arts is all about, and just put up a great fight.
The cage door closes. You go in 2 minutes, 4 minutes, 15 minutes, 25 minutes. What are you hoping that you take out of the cage when you leave?
I hope I get more fans. I hope I get new ranking. I hope I get new contract. I hope I get a win. I hope I get a great fight, and I hope to get even more experience. You know, I always want to get better, and being at the gym and doing the training camp, you can only get so good. And another level is actually going in and fighting and getting something out of a real fight. So I hope to be a better fighter December 11th, you know, after the fight is over. Doesn't matter what the outcome is, doesn't matter anything, you know. I just hope to be a better fighter. It's all about getting better, so that you're better than the day before. And that's what I'm going to try to do, be better.
When you look at the UFC or mixed martial arts in general, there's stages. There's the grassroots. You did your job in the grassroots because the goal is to get to the biggest show in the world. You get to the biggest show in the world, well, you got to beat a bunch of guys, the biggest show in the world. Well, you beat a bunch of guys in the biggest show in the world. You stopped all those guys. Do you map out exactly where you want to be? Do you have timelines for when you want to challenge for the championship? If the UFC says, Misha, we need you to fight for the light heavyweight championship of the world on the next show, do you take that, or do you have a bigger plan in mind?
You know, it's a good question. You know, I'm trying to work on all the areas, and after December 10th. I'm planning on being ranked number 8, you know, because Nikita Krylov is ranked number 8. I met him. He's a really nice person, really nice guy, but it's a hurt business, you know, and I'm going in and I'm planning on winning the fight. And then after this fight, I'm planning to be number 8 myself. And after that, that's it. I'm in a mix now, you know. I'm in a mix in terms of you're already top 8, and realistically, like we've seen, Daniel Cormier gets injured, Anthony Johnson, and all of a sudden all the other guys are injured, and all of a sudden you're next in line to fight for the thing, for the belt or interim belt, whatever it is. You know, I know all that, and that's why I train every single day extremely hard to put myself in a position, you know. And I know that the day will come one day. Either it's after this fight, or it might be a few more other. There might be a setback, and you know, I'm ready for everything. I'm a martial artist, and I have solid other probably 7 to 10 years in me. You know, that's how I feel, and I'm just excited to be in this game. And if those days will come next year, that means, you know, I'm doing really, really good. Because remember, I just got signed in UFC. Yeah. Next thing you know, I'm talking about, like, you know, fighting for the belt, and people thought I'm not gonna win a single fight in UFC. So I feel like I slingshot pretty nice, and I'm planning to do the same. I mean, my pace of slingshotting was really, really high, and I enjoy it, you know. I enjoy it. I just hope that I get what I'm worth now, you know. I hope to get a new contract.
I see a lot of fighters that sit in your chair, and I think not everybody describes themselves the same. Some say they're fighters, some say that they're people just on a journey through life. But a lot of people that sit there call themselves martial artists, and it feels like that martial artists have a better handle on the way things are going and the way that they can manage their life and all the positives and negatives. Is that important for you to identify yourself as a martial artist? And what's the difference between a fighter and a martial artist? Or is there one?
There's a thin line in between, you know. I feel like martial artists are a little bit more respectful. They don't talk as much trash. They don't say F this and F that, you know. Where fighters, they're kind of a little bit more kind of talkative, you know. They kind of say a little bit more kind of harsh things. Because a real true martial artist is someone who comes from something like judo or karate, where, you know, before they step on a mat, they bow. Honor. There's respect. There is, after the fight, you know, you want to see if the guy is okay. You know, you want to, like, respect him, you want to shake his hand and all that. So that's a martial artist. And a fighter is a little bit different. So there's kind of that. And but it's very important to have both of that. And it's very important that you can switch from one to another in 0.0001 second, you know?
We see that sometimes the hype, I'll use Connor as an example, you say the things that you're going to say and you talk smack, and then it helps elevate your status. When you see that as a martial artist fighting in the biggest stage in the world, do you think to yourself, okay, how can I get some of that? Or it's okay, I'm going to do my own version, whatever that is, and hopefully I get to that status?
You know, that's actually what I've been thinking about lately a lot, because, you know, I come from a really respectful kind of background, judo. Again, when you bow just before you step on a mat, never mind, like after the fight or before, you know, all that. And I always looked up to someone like George St. Pierre. You know, he's very respectful. He talks really, really good. So I always wanted to be something like, kind of like gravitate towards George St. Pierre, just bigger, you know. And I kind of always follow that, but now seeing how the sport is evolving and how everybody all of a sudden likes the, you know, those trash talkers, you know, people like to see F this and F that and call out this and just being very, really rude, you know, and I don't think I'll ever be that, you know. It's not in my personality. It's something that if I do once, I don't think I'm gonna do it again, you know, because it's not me. So,
do you enjoy watching it when you see these guys, when you see the Diaz brothers giving the finger and you see Connor saying the stuff that you have to be entertained by that?
I am entertained, but at the same time, you know, I can't wait when someone says that to me, you know, because it's gonna give me so much fire just to beat them up, you know, because everyone so far I fought, they're really respectful and I'm really respectful, and it's fine, you know, but I know one day somebody will be talking stuff about me, and I just can't wait for the day, you know, because you've seen me hurt people, but that's kind of being like just, you know, kind of nice me, you know. I don't know, like, I don't think I'll be doing that, and seeing other people doing that and selling fights and getting paid more just because they say F this and F that, it's unfortunate that that's the way sport is going, you know. I feel like I'm a true martial artist, and unfortunately, nice guys, it's kind of one of those things, you know, where they say nice guy finish last. But I don't know. I just hope to inspire younger generation, and I hope to inspire not just like general audience. I hope to inspire a younger generation to kind of follow my footsteps and just to be nice in the cage and outside of the cage, you know. And that's the image I carry. That's the image I was going for. And I've seen how George St. Pierre was getting really good endorsements based on that. And I kind of always kind of gravitate towards that. And but it's nice when someone talks trash. It's just I don't think it's gonna be me, you know. I think it's gonna be my opponent, and I can't wait for them to do that to me.
The always humble Misha Cirkunov, who takes on Nikita Krylov at UFC 206, coming up December 10th in Toronto.